This week, we are coming to you from the Winter Leadership Conference of the ABI being held in Scottsdale, Arizona. It just happens in the last week that we have reported three either very valuable or interesting cases, depending upon your point of view. First off, we had a decision on the Third Circuit written by Circuit Judge Thomas Ambro, and he told us something I think we expected that we knew, but now it's nice to see that it's actually a fact. And that is, if you are a non-bankrupt tenant and your bankrupt landlord rejects your lease, you can stay in possession, and indeed, if your damages are large enough, you may be in possession but not be obligated to pay rent going forward. Next, we had a, well, I guess you would say interesting, enlightening, if not scary decision, where the debtor had, shall we say, given his partner a sexually transmitted disease because they had unprotected sex. Well, the bankruptcy judge not only established the amount of the liability, about $250,000, a large part of that being punitive damages, but also ruled that those damages, all of them, were non-dischargeable in that debtor's Chapter 7 case. Well, I guess that goes to show you that sometimes sex can be a lot more trouble than it's worth. And then finally, we had a decision this week by bankruptcy judge Dan Collins from Phoenix, who wrote a perfectly delightful decision about dogs and cats. He told us, among other things, that dogs, and I guess also cats, are exempt property. And furthermore, rather interestingly, he said that if you have your dog insured, there is no limit on the exempt insurance proceeds, which could be many times, perhaps even sometimes hundreds of times, larger than the value of the dog, because in most states, an animal's exempt value is very small. I recommend that everybody read Judge Collins' decision because it is a pure delight. It is very clear from what he wrote that he is very much a dog lover. I am not sure where he stands on cats, but if you read his decision, you can make that decision for your own. Until this time next week, this is Bill Rochelle signing off, and I guess we'll come to you next week from somewhere else on God's earth. In the meantime, be well and don't work too hard.